Hello and welcome to this quick start video, how to quickly improve your ability to pick high probability trades, and more importantly, the number one benefit, the number one objective from this video is how to get you to move one step closer to massive trading success. I hope you're excited. We have a lot to cover here right now. Get a pen, get a pad, and shut that cell phone off for a few minutes. Let's get this thing going with no interruptions so we have complete focus on the goals here. Hi, my name is Pete Renzulli and welcome to Trading Education Blogs. Thanks so much for visiting the website today. Today I would like to help you understand how some of the top traders on Wall Street make consistent money. Now, even if you're not striving to take the risk or take the challenge of becoming one of the top traders on Wall Street, that bottom word there, consistent, is absolutely what you should be striving for. So here's my promise from this video. If you stick around and watch the entire video, by the time you finish this lesson, you will understand this crazy yet counterintuitive quote that only the top traders ever believe. Now, believe is the key word there, because if you believe and have conviction in your strategy, that's ultimately where your consistency is going to come from, assuming your strategy has an edge. So the top traders believe something, and here's what the quote is. You don't need to know what's going to happen next to make big money. It's more important to know what you're going to do next than it is to know what's going to happen next. Now, I know that's a mouthful, so let's just take a look at the most important parts there. It's what you're going to do next versus what's going to happen next. And believe it or not, if you have a strategy committed to paper, which you're going to see is ultimately called the trading plan, it is much more important to know you are going to follow it flawlessly than it is to know what's going to happen next. You don't need to predict. We're not in the game of predicting. Trading is a business of probabilities and following your plan flawlessly. So again, what you're going to do next is infinitely more important than what's going to happen next, assuming you have a strategy and a probability that works. Both it works, maybe you back tested it, but more importantly, and in my opinion, the more powerful way to do it is to actually trade a strategy and a probability with small share size over a significant sample of trades, so that you've proven not only that it follows through with consistency, but more importantly that you can follow the strategy in the first place. Having a system and following is not the same thing. All right, now it sounds crazy, doesn't it, that you don't necessarily need to predict what's going to happen next. However, with all of the billions of dollars a year spent on financial TV shows telling you how smart they are, supposedly telling you what's going to happen next, it just doesn't make any sense, right? There's show after show after show, both on radio and television, and every way you could possibly think of. They are literally telling you this is what we believe is going to happen next. You do not need to listen to them. Maybe you want to listen to them for some ideas. However, you want to trade your own process, your own system, your own strategy, your own edge. And as you're going to learn in this program, we're going to talk about it in a little bit, it's also one of the reasons that most people fail in the industry when they buy somebody else's system, because they don't understand where the system came from. They don't understand the strategy, and they don't believe ultimately that it's an edge. So you have to trade the system to really understand where it's happening. So remember my promise. By the end of this lesson, you will believe that quote is true. That it's more important to know what you're going to do next than it is to know what's going to happen next. And I will make you a special risk-free offer that puts you in the best position to massively succeed as a trader, and more importantly, to understand and fully commit to that quote. But before I do, I'd like to give you a little background where this valuable information comes from. For the past 15 years, I've traded myself personally tens of millions of shares of stock, managed 2 proprietary trading firms with well over 492 traders in New York City, taught trading education in 5 different countries, and traded alongside professionals who routinely earn or lose $100,000 per day. Yes, that's not a misprint. That is literally the numbers that some of the top proprietary traders in the country can risk, both to make as well as have swings intraday, because they believe in the strategy. Now, here's the big thing that you need to understand here. Having the ability to earn a certain amount of money means that you must accept a certain amount of risk. Now, in order to accept a certain amount of risk, you must have a belief that you are looking at the market with an edge of something, some form of price action and volume that happens with consistency more often than not. And we're going to get into what that means in a bit. So in short, a lot of experience is baked into the lesson that you're about to learn. All right? Now, the great Jesse Livermore once said, and if you don't know who Jesse Livermore is, that's Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. So you definitely want to get in there and take a look at that book if you haven't done it already. Jesse Livermore once said, you have to make a big list of what doesn't work. Sound familiar? In order to get to the point where you know what to avoid, so you can only focus on the strategies and tactics that make money. So let's dissect this a little bit further, because we want to get you to the point where you have that belief. All right? If you make a big list of what doesn't work, and let me just go back to that. If you make a big list of what doesn't work, now you know what to stay away from. You are immediately reducing and eliminating losses just by staying away from the trades that have lower probabilities, so you can focus on the strategies and tactics that make money. So here's something I want you to write down, and this is very, very important. There will always be losses. It's virtually impossible, I'll say virtually just to be compliant there, to ever say this trade or a certain trade has 100% certainty. So there will always be losses, right? However, if and when you lose money, you always want it to be on your best ideas. You never want to commit capital to an idea that you have to justify to put the trade on. You must always exit a position and say, that was a great idea. It either followed through or it didn't. All right? So to update that famous quote by Jesse Livermore, you need to focus on the strategies and tactics that match your resources and your goals. And we're going to get into that in a minute, exactly what that means. So you see, one of the costliest mistakes that you could make as a trader is to trade a strategy or to pick stocks that are not in sync with your unique experience, your risk tolerance, your education, and your goals. All of those things must go into your strategy. Now, what's most important here is your unique experience. How much education are you bringing to the market? How much risk are you comfortable taking? All of those things. And then you align a strategy and you try and pick stocks to your best ability that match all of your resources and your goals. Now, this little mistake can cost you a fortune. I can't even tell you how much money this will bleed from your account if you don't understand what's going on here. All of those things must be taken into consideration to develop a strategy. All right? You might not be a rookie when it comes to trading stocks, okay? So whether you're experienced or not, rookie or not, it doesn't make a difference. But to succeed as a trader, you must be honest about where you are starting. And by far, this is the biggest mistake that traders make is, again, I gave a little bit of excitement there. We're talking about how big I've seen some traders trade, including myself. But you must know where you're starting. You can't strive to go after the results they're getting immediately out of the gate without experience and without the right education. However, what you can absolutely duplicate is the process for following an edge flawlessly. That is the big deal. If you get the chance to speak to someone like myself or another experienced trader, the questions you should be asking that you might not even know you should be asking are about strategy, tactics, trade management, and risk management. And then you fit those into your resources. Can't stress that enough. So for you to be successful and consistently pick winning stocks, you must understand the three critical elements of profitable trading. Number one is having a trading plan, which we've kind of touched on already, which is a strategy. Number two is a game plan, which is when you pick the stocks that match the edge in your trading plan and they go into your daily watch list. And then you have trade management, which is actually now you're in the trade and it's time for you to manage the position. So it starts with an edge in your trading plan. The edge gets translated into a game plan, a daily watch list of trades, and then ultimately you put the trade on and now you have to manage it. So you can see it works all the way down. Now here's where the biggest mistake comes in. Traders haphazardly put stocks in their game plan that don't have an edge, or an edge they don't understand. And I'll give you a great example of that is trading stocks off of charts, just trading them off of charts and technical setups, versus trading a stock that's in the news that has a catalyst that you've never traded before and you're not skilled enough to interpret that news story, yet you trade it anyway. They are two completely different catalysts for a trade and two completely different trading plans. So again, if we go back, your trading plan must be specific to what the catalyst is that you know, trust, and believe. Then you put those stocks into your game plan, and then you ultimately manage those trades based on the conviction and the probability of the stock in the trading plan. So it starts in the trading plan, makes its way to the game plan, becomes trade management, but your trade management is influenced by the specificity and belief in your trading plan. So again, I can't emphasize enough, these are the three critical elements to get you to the point where you're consistently picking winning stocks. And here's why. You are going to pick winning stocks or position yourself to pick winning stocks when you have a solid trading plan, because then your game plan ultimately becomes nothing more than searching for stocks that match that criteria. And trade management is really not that hard because you already have done the first two legs of these three elements and the hard part's already done. All right, so your trading plan is your business plan. It's literally how you plan to make money. Okay, so when you take the time to commit, and that's the key word there, commit to writing a trading plan, committing it to paper or a document, however you ultimately want to end up doing it, and again, writing is the key there, you are among the few traders who are literally scripting their success. Now think about what I'm telling you here. If you commit it to paper and you understand your edge, you understand your probability, you actually try and trade your probability with smaller share size over a large enough sample, if it proves itself, you literally get to the point where you're scripting your success, because if it works, at that point it's a question of you following your plan. Now, your trading plan includes your strategy, entry and exit triggers, signals, whatever word you want to use there, and money management parameters, which ultimately gets all the way down to how much am I willing to risk per idea. And I'm going to throw something at you really quick, and I know we can't see each other right now, but I want you to answer it anyway. Is putting on a trade accepting risk? 9 out of 10 people say yes, and it's wrong. Putting on a trade is taking risk. It's not accepting risk. And here's how I'm going to debunk what you might be thinking why I'm wrong. How many times have you ever put on a trade, you were about to get stopped out, and at the last second, just as you're about to get taken out of the trade, you moved your stop loss? That means you never accepted the risk. That means you took the risk. If you accepted risking a certain dollar amount and it got down to the point where you're about to get stopped out, you are fully okay with taking that loss as nothing more than the cost of doing business and allowing your probabilities to play itself out. So I can't stress the significance of your trading plan. Your trading plan is the keystone. It's the foundation for all successful trading. It's your edge or your probability, your entry and exit triggers, which both also gets into profit targets and stop losses, and the actual signals to get in and out of the market, including learning how to read the tape. And then your money management parameters is how much risk are you willing to accept for the strategy and accept for the risk-reward ratio that your entry and exit line up on that trade. So remember the quote from Jesse Livermore and the weird quote about not needing to know what's going to happen next to make money. Do you remember that quote? Well, a trading plan is what both of those quotes are talking about. I can't stress this enough. A trading plan is literally the secret sauce of trading success, and I want you to write it down. You are scripting your success when you start to create a trading plan, commit it to paper, trade it, read the results, judge your performance, and if it works, move forward. If it doesn't, tweak one or two things until you have a trading plan that you have absolute conviction in. So when you have an edge, and an edge is a probable scenario that works in your favor over and over again. Again, I said it before as over time or over a large enough sample. So it's a probable scenario over time, one that matches your goals, experience, education, and resources. Again, I can't emphasize strongly enough, all of those things must match your personal experience and resources that you're coming to the business. It doesn't matter what's going to happen next because you will only be placing trades or accepting risk on high probability scenarios. So the only thing left to do is find stocks that match your high probability criteria. How exciting is that? You take all of that pressure off of feeling like you need to predict the market. So finding stocks that match your trading plan is where your game plan comes in. So we're looking at the second critical element now, but I can't stress this enough. The trading plan is the foundation and everything flows from the trading plan. But before I move on with the lesson and the next part, I want to make two things very, very clear. Having a trading plan does not mean you will never have losing trades. You've got to be clear on that. It means you'll be risking money on your best ideas. Remember that. This is a huge key for massively successful traders. Only trade your best ideas. Only risk capital on your best ideas. Point number two is I'm going to give you an opportunity to get my almost 3-hour trading plan formula video course for free at the end of this lesson. So it's worth the next 5 minutes for you to pay attention. All right, now on to the game plan. How to pick winning stocks. A huge mistake you will make. I didn't say you might make, you maybe will make, you could make. A huge mistake you will make is to risk money on trades that don't have an edge. And I'll give you a perfect example of this. A stock is going down and you say, you know what, I understand it's not the best idea in the world, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to risk a little bit less shares than I normally would so it's not as much risk. Well, every trader I know has ever done that. If you've never done it before, you're fibbing. Okay? If you haven't done it yet, it will creep in and we're going to learn how to reduce and eliminate it right now. So a huge mistake you will make is to risk money on trades that don't have an edge. And these are the trades that ultimately bleed your account, but you don't feel it. We want to stay away from those trades. You will make this costly and common mistake of looking for new trades before you determine your edge and commit it to a script. So again, let's get back to the most important part of this conversation. If you want to learn how to pick great trades and pick winning ideas and trades that have a high probability, you first need a trading plan to put the stocks into your game plan that match your edge. All right? So before you ultimately do this and get to the point where you're looking for stocks to trade, creating a trading plan, okay, first is the way to do it. But creating a game plan without a trading plan is financial suicide. So you do not want to go to this step unless you have a trading plan. I can't stress this enough. When you have a trading plan, you are just picking stocks that match the criteria of great ideas. So there's no reason to look for stocks to trade, which is your game plan, which is the point of this video, if you don't have a trading plan. This is because you have no edge behind your ideas, which ultimately will manifest itself in hesitating, lack of conviction, and feeling like you're overwhelmed. And I hate to use this word, but it's where you're going to get to. You end up hoping a trade works out. When you have a trading plan and fully believe in it, and you get good at setting up risk reward in your game plan, and that's the important part of that, and we're going to talk about it in a bit, our game plan meetings. Game planning means not only does the trade have an edge, but it has an edge with room to go and you're comfortable with the risk. So the quote that I want you to write down now is very, very clear. It might be a good idea, long or short, it might be a good idea to buy, but is it a good idea to buy now? So you have to get past that second step, which is where the game plan comes in. Okay? Key component number 3, very important. Trade management. In other words, how to make money from your trading plan and ultimately from your stock picks. So when the market opens, the best traders have confidence in their edge and conviction in their game plan. So again, those two things work together. This is the feeling you want each and every single day. You want to expect to make money because you're ready to, and it's just a question of whether or not the market follows through. So close your eyes for a second and imagine that feeling of expecting to make money because you're ready, prepared, have an edge, and the hard work is already done. So here's the last secret to massive trading success. Trade management becomes instantly easier and less stressful because you have a game plan that comes from your trading plan. When the market opens, there's nothing for you to do other than manage great trading ideas. It's a question of whether or not they follow through. Cannot stress that enough. Think about what I just said. At this point, you have done the hard work and now you're just ready to execute. Picture that day differently than what you might be doing now, or if you're brand new into the market, picture how amazing an experience trading will be for you, that there's no guesswork after the market opens. It's simply a question of whether you want to be a buyer, a short seller, or taking profits, and you 100% know what you're going to do before the market opens. So here's what this means for you. Trading, which is ultimately what we're doing, right? But we're going to take that into the third critical part. Trading is trade management, is easier and stress-free when you have a trading plan and a game plan that matches your goals and resources. So there's the trilogy. Trading is the last part. Game plan from your trading plan. Period. That is the key, the holy grail to success. That trilogy is what you need to master. And obviously the first two make the third one significantly easier. Trade management, or the actual trade, is easier with a trading plan and a game plan that's taken from your trading plan. So trading plan plus game plan equals stress-free trade management. Let that sink in. All right, so back to our original promise of this video. Your ability to consistently pick winning stocks, which we now know is your game plan, comes from taking the time to create and script your success in your trading plan. This is starting to all come together and making sense. Out of all the possible things you could be focusing on right now, these are the only three things that matter. Everything else is noise. So I'm sure at this point you fully believe the importance of your trading plan. So today and today only, for those who are ready for massive success, I'm going to give you complete access to my trading plan formula video course for free. So essentially what we have right now is we have our trading plan formula. It's a 2.8-hour video series which comes with complete worksheets, audio, video, everything. It's a $79 value, and it's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. But as I said, today it's not going to cost you $79. And I hope at this point you fully understand the significance of a trading plan. All right? So essentially today it's going to be free. Now here's what's included in the trading plan formula, and it's going to help you get it done very, very quickly. All right? So first and foremost, it's how to develop a high probability strategy. Obviously, that's the entire point of a trading plan. How to access and assess your resources, which includes accessing education, your experience, your risk tolerance, your goals. How to identify the proper risk reward for potential ideas. And again, remember what I told you to write down before. A trade might be a good buy now versus a trade being a good buy. There's a difference between the two. So yes, you could say, yes, institutions are absolutely doing something in this stock. They're absolutely buying it, but is it a good idea now? You'll find that when we discuss these in our game plan meetings, they are called room to go. A stock is a good idea and it has room to go. So that's that final step there, assessing risk reward potential. How to choose trade entry and exit techniques that work best for you, and we cover a whole bunch of different ones in there. And again, here's the key. You only need one entry or exit technique. You don't need every one that was ever written. You'll end up getting so confused. It's crazy. And the best way I could ever word this is it's like having 4 watches. How many different watches do you need to tell what time it is? You need 1, maybe 2 entry techniques, and that's it. How to determine the correct amount of risk per trade based on your own unique experience and resources. And finally, there's worksheets to help you get the script done quickly so you're successful. So again, this is a one-time only offer. The course retails on the Trading Education website, Trading Education blogs, for $79. All I ask in return for access to the trading plan video course, and again, it's immediate access, is to enroll in a risk-free 30-day trial to the pre-market game plan meetings. All right, the agenda of the pre-market game plan meetings are to discuss the best ideas each morning and why they should be in your game plan, or why they do not meet the strict criteria of the best ideas. So think about what we're discussing here. We're helping you get done a trading plan that matches your resources, and then we're taking it a step further, and we have meetings every single day between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. that will discuss whether or not and why your ideas, and our ideas quite honestly, are good ideas, or if they're not. This is ultimately where the success comes from. So we're laying really solid cement foundation on those 2 critical keys, the trading plan and the game plan. Each meeting is interactive, and the focus is on two things: ideas that we have from our game plan, coming from our trading plan, and we discuss all the reasons why we believe they're good trades, and then ideas that you have as potential trades, and we will literally say, I see this, let's pretend we're managing money together, this is how and why I would set this trade up, or this is how and why I don't see it as an edge, and let's set up these future if-then scenarios that will help us determine if it's a good idea and when it might become a good idea. So each meeting is also recorded, so you can go back and review after hours on your own schedule. This is really important. This benefit will accelerate your learning curve and get you to the point of making consistent money quicker. And I can tell you this as a mentor and somebody who's been doing trading education for a while: the more you review, the more distinctions you will make, so that it becomes easier for you to pick out higher probability trades. Very, very important to go over and review the tape so that you might have missed something. You might actually get to the point. I'll give you for an example on a stock that we're looking at right now. It's been setting up for a couple of days, but we kept saying not yet, not yet, yet. Now it's reached a certain level or certain price action volume started to happen, and then it became a better idea. The risk reward matched the bias of wanting to be a buyer. And then the opposite of that is a stock that maybe has done exactly what you expected it to do for 3, 4, 5 days in a row, and now it's getting to the point where yes, there's definitely buying activity, yes, there's institutional order flow, but today it's not a good buy until the stock consolidates a little bit. So all of those things go into the game plan meetings, and you want to go back and review those things both while we're in the meeting. You want to ask questions, and then after the meeting, let's say at night after dinner, you have a little bit of time, you go back and you take notes, and you start to really get conviction in why a trade is a great stock pick or not. So you increase that ability to pick out great trades and cut your learning curve down. So here's what you get: the 2.8-hour trading plan formula video course, which normally is a $79 value, a 30-day risk-free trial to the game plan meetings, which is a $49.95 per month value. So total value of $128.95. You get the entire course. You get 30 days in the game plan meetings to try out both to see if it's exactly what you were missing. Period. No strings attached. So the obvious question is, what happens if you feel the trading plan formula and the game plan meetings are not for you? Look, it's a great question. We're giving you two pieces of the foundation to put everything together, but it's not for everybody. You might feel like you want to go and try and figure it out and maybe take a little bit longer, but feel like it's 100% yours. However, absolutely no problem if you don't think it's for you. Simply send us an email before the end of the 30 days. Let us know, and we will part as friends. Absolutely no hard feelings. We want you to be 100% satisfied that you believe the trading plan and the game plan meetings are either making you a better trader and getting you closer to being at the spot you want to be, or you feel like, it's just not for me, I'm going to go and do it on my own. No problem either way. Of course, we hope you stick around. So we are so confident you will love both. If you decide to continue after the 30 days, you'll have lifetime access to the trading plan video course, as well as the monthly game plan meetings each month, which is only $49.95. Okay, so just want to be very clear on both sides of what's going on there. So again, here's what it is: the trading plan formula 2.8-hour video series plus 30 days access to the game plan meetings, which run every single day from 8 a.m. Monday through Friday to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, we want to give you a half an hour before the market close. Before the market opens at 9:30. So again, today the commitment is free, no questions asked. All we do is ask that you make the commitment to get started. So click the link below to get started and get immediate access to the trading plan formula videos, and the game plan meetings are on Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day, and I really hope to see you in the meetings on the next trading day.